What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Here we have a Euro USD chart here in front of us, and what we're looking at is I'm just looking to give my overall outlooks on the pair and where we could be going in price. Okay, so from here we have the daily time frame open in front of us. This is the daily time frame. So just the first thing we want to look at is our PD arrays. So our PD arrays are simply, if I project that again, we're going to start off from this structural high over here, this structural high, and we want to draw this PD array tool all the way down to the swing low. And this gives us our structural dealing range. Okay, so if I just make the lines a bit bolder so you can see, this is our structural dealing range. Okay, so from this high down to this low. So all of you should have that marked out because this represents a structural dealing range, right? A bearish structural dealing range. Now, the next thing I'm curious to look at is where are the fair value gaps? Okay, so we have a fair value gap all the way up here in this region over here. So this is our fair value gap over here in price. And this fair value gap represents an area that price could look to rebalance in the future. Now, if we come down to this area over here, we're in the discount because we're below the 50% level. So this is the equilibrium, or the EQ for short. So this is the equilibrium pricing, which is halfway between the structural high and low, the equilibrium pricing. And now what we see is we see price in the discount and is currently at a fair value gap, or a POI, or a hook point of interest to us. So there we have this fair value gap over here, and we have this fair value gap over here, just like that. So we've got two fair value gaps over here that price could look to target. My overall narrative for price, and what's more likely from my opinion and my perspective, is that we could see price break this POI and come down to this POI over here. So this POI is of interest. Now from here we could then see a bullish reaction, all right? But the overall narrative as this video is being recorded is for price to come down to this region over here. So if we go down now to the 4-hour time frame, we can begin to dissect why that's the case. Right. So on the 4-hour time frame, if we go back to October, what we saw is we saw price giving us a shift in our bullish structure, right? So we've seen a shift giving us a high, a new high, and another new high. Now, we've already dissected the concept of PD arrays, right? So if we look at the bullish PD array over here, notice how we had price respecting PD arrays, giving us discounted lows, right? So we had a break of structure over here, and price respected this PD array. It gave us a discount just over here. This was a discounted low. Now we came up, we broke structure, price gave us a discounted low in this region. But now if we look over here, from this swing low up to this swing high, if we do the projection with our Fibonacci tool, from the swing low up to the swing high, what we see is that this high over here has failed to give us a discount, right? So this here is not a discounted low. We have not reached the discount for this particular dealing range, right? This particular dealing range over here. And so because of that, the narrative is to essentially come down and reach this POI over here. We have a very clear fair value gap over here. So in price, I'm expecting, or I'm anticipating price to at least come down to the to the discount, to this level, but really down to this level. And that's because we simply haven't had a discount for this low. So price is going to rebalance inefficiencies in the discount, as we've seen an overall shift in structure from bullish to bearish with this break of structure here, as CPI has now happened for February. So this video is in February. CPI has broken the H4 low, and I expect price to come down to this region. So that's essentially how I'm making my high time frame narratives here on euro dollar.